And hello there. How are you doing? It's nice to see you all here. Welcome to the webinar. My name is Rob Booker. If you have never joined us before, welcome to you. Glad to have you here along for the ride. In today's webinar, we're continuing this conversation that we're having about the reversal arrow with ADX robot. It's a fun little robot. Just picked this robot right up at the store. Last one available. Got it on sale. And this robot will, as we have described in earlier webinars this week, it will trade short-term charts, long-term charts, and it will lose or make money on any of those charts. And today, I want to continue our conversation about how this robot works. Now, as a reminder, this robot uses reversal arrows. And if you don't know what a reversal arrow is, we'll cover that a little bit later on in today's recording. This is a short webinar. We do it every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and we go for about 10 to 15 minutes. We talk about something that we're working on right now. Okay. The reversal arrow with ADX robot. The first thing you got to do as a reminder is get your data. And what I would recommend when you grab data in MetaTrader, if you're just doing some basic backtesting, the easiest way to get your data is from MetaTrader. Yeah. And you just go to the currency pair you want, you double click on the time frame 1 minute, and then you download. You can always just use the 1 minute chart to get your data, and then it will construct all the candles on other time frame charts from those. If you want to get more sophisticated in downloading other kinds of data or more reliable short-term data, that's totally up to you. I do a lot of my backtesting on the 5 minute chart and above, and for those purposes, the data available inside of MetaTrader is perfectly fine to do a first pass of backtesting. Okay, what I want to try today is I want to try to backtest this robot, and I haven't tried this yet, so I don't know how this is going to go. I want to backtest this without a stop loss. I'll pop up the settings on the robot right here, and as a reminder, I'll teach you what a reversal arrow and ADX are a little bit later on in today's webinar, but let's get right to it. For those of you that have never been here before, once again, welcome to you. Glad that you're here. It's nice to see all your bright and shining faces. Okay, inside the settings of the robot, we want to trade this Finch style, and that means we want to take 2 trades. We want to take a first trade of 1 mini lot and a second trade of 3 mini lots. And what that means is if we take a first trade and it doesn't reach its profit target, but instead it goes into a loss, we don't want to use a stop loss this time. We tried that yesterday. This time, what we want to do is keep the trade open and then take a second trade if price moves 70 pips away from the first entry. So we're losing 70 pips, and then another signal, another reversal arrow occurs, and the ADX is in the right spot. Our profit target is going to be $10, and it's going to be $10 if we have a first trade or if we have a second trade. Doesn't matter. It's always going to be 10. And our ADX settings are going to be 14 and 27. I don't know why I have those set to those levels, and we're going to need to do some back testing to make sure that those levels are good. All right, let's click Start. We're going for a $10 profit. We're trading Finch style. We're taking up to 2 trades maximum. We trade based on reversal arrows found on the 5 minute chart when the ADX is showing that it is not trending. And let's see how we did. Okay. We slowly climbed upward. That's great. And then at the very end, we dropped off. What happened at the very end? For those of you wondering what happened at the very end of your backtesting, sometimes a trade will open Finch style. That means it will not have a stop loss, and at the end of your backtesting, it will not have closed that trade as a profit. And so at the end of the backtesting, MetaTrader has to close all the trades, and it closes them at a loss. That means we were doing just fine until the robot closed out the trades, and that's sad. So if you ever see this on your MetaTrader, it means the very last trade never closed, and it went against us. Now, there are a couple of ways that we can handle this. We can throw our computer out the window. We can just slap a baby's bottom. I don't know. You can do a lot of different things. But panicking is not a good idea. This is not necessarily an immediate indication that the robot doesn't work. I'm going to try I'm just going to try something different. I'm going to take these same settings and I'm going to apply them to the previous year. And we probably are going to see either the robot get stuck earlier or stay on longer. I don't know which one we're going to see, but we're going to take a look here and we're going to see what happens. Nice to see you all here. Welcome to the webinar if you're here for the first time. David's here from Goodyear. Always nice to hear from you too. Guy says he uses ADX 10 and less than 40. Okay, I'm going to try that out. Definitely, we'll give that a shot too. Nice to see you all here. Welcome. Okay, now this looks way better. Look at this. We went back a year and something completely different happened. This is a reminder. I'll put up the camera here for just a minute. This is a reminder that just because your settings didn't work in one time period doesn't mean they're going to fail in all time periods. In fact, and just because your settings work in one time period doesn't mean they're going to work always. And backtesting robots is a incredibly imprecise endeavor and small changes can make big differences. And now when I've done this backtesting here, I'm stuck. I'm trapped by the idea that the backtesting I did worked in one time frame, and then it didn't work in another time frame. And what do? I mean, that's a pretty nice growth right there in 2016. So what I want to do is I want to go back to the year 2017, and what I want to see if I can do is I want to see if I can change some settings around, and I want to see if I can get 2017 to work okay, because this 2016 looks perfect. This is exactly the kind of performance that I want to see. Can I adjust some settings, and can I possibly turn this into something that will work in 2017? Go back to our dates of 2017 and go back to expert properties. And where the first place I'm going to go is I'm going to jump over to the ADX period. And as a recommendation here from Guy in the webinar, we went with 10. And then I'm just going to backtest 10. It's probably not going to make any difference. We're probably still going to get stuck in this trade. However, I'm going to just take a look at it, and we're going to start with that, and then we're going to play around with the ADX setting itself. Okay, that didn't make any difference, and that's fine. It's no big deal. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back, and I'm going to try to optimize here a little bit, and I'm going to try to see if we can get this. What I want to do is I want to avoid taking the trade that didn't work. That's what I want to do. Okay, got the optimization is all ready to go. And we'll turn that optimization on. For those of you that have never done an optimization in MetaTrader, it's a lot of fun to do, and I have had a lot of experiences now where I take a robot like this that is underperforming and then optimize for some settings, and I find a collection of settings that will work just fine and don't get stuck. It's maybe not going to happen, but look at this. We've already found one. We found one setting, an ADX limit of 20 that seems to make money, but then all of the settings around it, 21, 22, 23, and 24, don't make money. They still lose. That means I have to throw out that one that works. I have to toss that out. That's just I just got lucky. And so we're not going to even bother with that. It looks like all of the settings so far are garbage. Yeah, so this is already, I can just say already, we're not going to, what we've just done is not going to create, it doesn't appear to be able to create a better result. We're just losing with every once in a while a small indication that we have an outlier. Yeah, this is garbage. I'm going to stop this right here. I'm just going to stop it. I'm not even going to worry about it. We're going to go down here and uncheck ADX limit. That doesn't appear to make any difference. So an ADX of 27 right in the middle seems to be absolutely just fine. What we are going to now test is we're going to test the ADX period. And we're going to take that all the way up to 50. Now that's a lot of passes on an optimization. And what we'll do is we'll begin this test now, and then I'll sing a little song to pass the time. That's probably the best use of our time here. Would you not agree? Which robot am I testing right now? This is the reversal arrows with ADX. Okay, while that's waiting, I'm gonna jump over to Google Chrome. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with what an ADX robot is, I'll pull up a chart and show you what the ADX robot with reversal arrows is. I think I've got everything I need on this chart right here. I don't have everything I need. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll make a copy of this chart. That's a save as. There we go. Alrighty then. Get rid of this, and we'll add an indicator to the chart, which is the average directional index, and I'll make that line thicker. Input is, we were using an ADX of 10 and 27. That'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Okay. Get rid of this, 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 and that. Here are two reversal arrows right here. A reversal arrow appears on the screen when the MACD is moving up through the 0 line, and at the same time, the stochastic oscillator is coming up out of oversold and has plenty of room to go higher. And that results in a reversal arrow. I have lessons about that in other places that you can watch at another time. The reversal arrow with ADX robot will take a trade if this arrow presents itself, this tab shows up on the screen, but the ADX is below a certain level. Now, why would I do something like that? Well, the reason I would do something like that is that the ADX, if it's below a certain level, is showing that there is no trend strength, and thus up and down movement is likely. So up a bit, down a bit, up a bit, down a bit, and we can safely enter into what is a counter trend trade. And this has been incredibly helpful for filtering out some bad trades that we have. And that's the ADX with reversal arrows robot. It looks at whatever time frame we want, and it looks for an arrow, and it checks the ADX, and it says, did this reversal arrow show up when the ADX was below a certain number? And if the answer is yes, it can take the trade. And if the answer is no, it cannot. You could call this right over here trade. Let's remove all drawings off the chart. You could call this trade number 1. And this trade doesn't reach its profit target and price moves against it. You could call this trade number 2, and then price goes up and gets a win. This robot will take up to 2 trades. It'll take 1 trade, try to make a profit, and then it will take a second trade if that first trade wasn't a winner. And we tell the robot, only take the second trade if price has gone against us a certain amount of distance, and in that case, then we can take a second trade. Now, we've tested this robot recently with a stop loss, so if you're wondering why we don't just use a stop loss, we've done some testing and used a stop loss. It looks like this is just garbage. It's just garbage. I doubt that we're going to find any settings that can trade through 2017 profitably, so I'm going to stop the robot here. Now, the next thing that I would test, I never give up as a man, you know, I never give up. The next thing that we can test, we can leave our ADX right where it was. Who cares? We can change our pips to trade 2, and we can back test pips to trade 2 of 20, go in steps of 10, and go all the way up to 150, and we can see if waiting longer to take a second trade will make any difference. I doubt that it will. It looks like 2017 was a terrible year for the euro, and so I doubt that it will make any difference, but we can still give it a shot. And we can try that out. Now, what happens if all of these results in 2017 are garbage? Well, then I'm not going to trade the robot, because even though it made money in 2016, if it lost a big pile of money in 2017, I don't want to turn this on without a stop loss. I'll go back to the version of this robot that uses a stop loss and test for some settings that use it. All right, so some of you are saying that you can't see the reversal tabs on your screen. We'll do a webinar on Monday That's our next meeting is Monday. We'll do a webinar on Monday about how to get everything set up on your screen. And it looks like this is garbage as well. Okay, so that's this is probably not going to make it through 2017, no matter what I do. Probably no matter what I do, it's not going to make it through 2017. Maybe it would make it through on the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. I don't know. Maybe it would make it through on that, but it's just not going to make it through in 2017. And so I have to consider that even though it's a great robot for 2016, I have to consider that I'm going to have to trade a different financial instrument with those settings or move on to something else. That every round of testing or every kind of experimentation comes with a moment where I just say it's not worth trying to make this work. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to pivot to try something else out that's a little bit different. And that thing that was different is the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. Just switching the financial instrument changes everything. But the euro is just I mean, you all know I feel this way already. The euro US dollar is garbage. It's a terrible currency pair for trading with any robot that I use. Let's backtest 2016 and see if the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar makes it through that year. And then we're going to be on to something. If we can make it through both of those years and profitably get our way through all that, then we can start to optimize that one and apply those settings to previous years even further. And we're on to something if that can work. For those of you living in the path of a hurricane, sending you my love. My family's thinking of you, and get out. We've just been through the same thing, and so we definitely feel for you. Look at this. We made it through. We have profitable settings. We just needed to switch the currency pair. It's another example of how the euro US dollar is garbage and other currency pairs are better for trading with robots. I love the way this looks so far, and I am excited to optimize. That's what I'm going to spend the rest of my day doing. Thanks for being here, everybody. What a great time that was. Thanks for watching the recording. If you watch the recording, like it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all on Monday in our webinar. Bye for now.